candidate, Byron Donalds. Sir, welcome in.
It's good to be with you, Ed. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What's your answer? Are Democrats like Chuck Schumer dumb? Or they just say things that are so ridiculously far left that it sounds dumb? Because he's saying Jim Crow 2.0 over voter ID, and 30 years ago he said the same thing.
No, I think that where the Democrats have really put themselves into an ultra left-wing box that they don't know how to get out of. So they've really defined their party the last 10 years of just opposing Donald Trump. And it doesn't make any sense. It's not helping the American people. That's how you have Chuck Schumer and other Democrats opposing the Save America Act, which brings voter ID into federal elections in every state. 80% of Democrats support it. 80% of black people support it, yet they're going to call it Jim Crow 2.0. Insane rhetoric from the Democrats, but they don't really know what party they're trying to be. I think you see with Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton over the weekend, they're trying to find a way to nudge the party to being more moderate. The problem is that the Democrats have supported every insane and lunatic policy goal over the last 20 years. And now you're trying to step away from that, really, quite frankly, trying to gaslight voters and gaslight the American people, wanting them to forget about how truly radical the Democrats are. And that radicalism, by the way, started with Barack Obama and his administration.
Yeah, and so are you confident that between now and November, that message you just articulated is going to get out to a majority of the American people, that these radical policies are what will happen if Democrats take the House or, God forbid, the Senate? What are your thoughts about whether this message is really going to break through? Because there's a lot of people in your party nervous tonight, sir.
I think that party will break through. Number one, like you said through your monologue, the economy is much better than all the fear mongering from the Democrats and the media. Number two, people are going to get their tax returns. Prices have stabilized. Wages for inflation are all up. Those are positive things when you're going into an election cycle.
Yeah.
But here's the second piece. The Democrats have no salient policy of what they will do to make the country better. All they're running on is opposing Donald Trump and then trying to impeach Donald Trump. That's not going to help somebody who's in Des Moines, Iowa, somebody who's in Orlando, Florida, somebody who's in Chicago, Illinois, make their lives better. It's simply not. And that's what the Democrats are putting forward. So I would tell my Republican colleagues, you got to remind the American people about how terrible the country was about 15 to 18 months ago when Donald Trump came back, because the Democrats, when they had full control, they almost destroyed the entire country.
So let's drill down on what you just called the Save America Act a moment ago. Facing an uncertain fate in the Senate, you and your colleagues in the House passed it last week. The president over the weekend writes this: I've searched the depths of legal arguments not yet articulated or vetted, and will be presenting an irrefutable one in the very near future. There will be, he says, voter ID for the midterms, whether approved by Congress or not. Are you in support of perhaps some executive order on this matter? And are you confident it will actually pass legal muster so that you can prevent illegals from voting in November? You're on that ballot for governor, obviously.
Well, look, I would support an EO on voter ID. It remains to be seen if it's going to stand up to scrutiny of the Supreme Court, because ultimately that's where that would land. But let's also be very clear. In Florida, we have voter ID. We've had it for as long as I've lived in Florida. That's 30 years. It's never been a problem for anybody being able to cast their ballot in the great state of Florida. So the fear mongering from the political left is just that, fear mongering.